In this video we're going to have a go at creating a bit of a ruffle on our cake, ideal for wedding cakes. So this is just fondant mixed with a little bit of mottling paste, and I thought I'd hold the camera, which isn't very steady, so I'll put it down and I'll show you how it is we're going to make this. You can see on this one, this is a polystyrene cake that I'm doing it on because it's just for display purposes. Obviously if you're doing it on a real one, you just ice your cake in normal fondant. You don't need a thick layer, it only wants to be quite thin, because obviously when we add the ruffles it's going to end up a lot thicker with icing. So for our ruffles I've just got some normal fondant, and then I'm going to mix with some flour and mottling paste. So I'm going to just cut off a small amount of the mottling paste, just using the Renshaw's one. So I'm going to use about that much to fondant. So that's now mixed in. Now you can try doing it with just normal fondant, but this firms the fondant up a little bit and it makes it a little bit easier for frilling the edges. It'll also be a little bit stronger, so less likely to break when it's on your cake, okay? So what I'm going to do is just roll it out a little bit into a long sausage shape. And I'm going to roll it now into a long thin piece. If it sticks to your work surface, just put a little bit of corn flour down. So rolling it nice and thin, keep going. You don't have to roll really long strips. And it doesn't have to have really neat edges either. If you find it's really stretchy still and really soft, you might need to add a little bit more mottling paste. And what I'm going to do is just cut it down the middle now. So you might want yours thicker depending on how big you want the ruffles. And we'll start with this one, so we'll move this one to one side. And I've just got a foam pad that we're going to lay this on. And then using a balling tool, so I've got a metal one but plastic ones are absolutely fine. We're just going to rub it on the very edge. So can you see that is curling it up? If it doesn't curl, it might be that your fondant is still too thick, so roll it thin enough that it's able to frill at the edges. Now I've used this on a lot of cakes, so if you want to have a look through all the cakes I've used it on, if you pop over to my Facebook page, and there's quite a lot, especially in the wedding albums that I've got on there. So we'll do this with a couple. We'll only do the 2 to start with because I don't want them to dry out before we've got them on the cake. So again, you can do it on the straight edge or you can do it on the edge that's not straight. It's entirely up to you. Turn it over so that I've got, this is going to be the back of it. So I'm just taking some water. You can use edible glue if you prefer. I'm not going to absolutely drench it, but I'm going to put a thin line of it along the edge. I'm not going to put it all the way up till it meets the ruffle. Just try and keep it on the bottom edge. So I've got mine upside down, so it looks like it's the top edge, but actually it'll be the bottom edge when it's on the cake. So I'll do that on both the pieces that I've got ready. And then once we've got the water on, we're going to move them across to the cake. So making sure the wet side goes against the cake, we're going to put that onto the cake, just pushing the wet bit all the way along. Okay, now don't worry if it's not particularly level, that's fine. I'm going to stick that. If it breaks when you're putting it on again, don't worry, because it doesn't have to be one long piece. Oh, I didn't want to stick there. Again, I'm not too worried about getting creases and things in it because I want it to have a nice ruffle. And then what I'm going to do is just sort of pull some bits back, some forward, using my fingers so it gives me a nice ruffled effect on the edge. Okay, and what we're going to do now is we're just going to overlap each time. So taking my next one, I've just got a shorter one here. I'm just going to lay it over so that you can't see the bottom edge of the one that I've just put on. Ooh, I've made them really sticky and sticking to my fingers. Okay, so that's on there like that. Now what I'm going to do next is turn this round just a little bit, and I'm going to put my next one so it overlaps over this bit here. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing okay. So I'm just going to bring that down there so it overlaps that join. Bring that up to there. Again, just play around with the edge, moving it until you're happy with what it looks like. Okay, just make sure you've done that bit before it has time to dry. And I'm going to just repeat that now all the way down till I reach the bottom of my cake. So I'll show you a picture of it finished, but that's all there is to it. So it looks really effective, but it is really nice and easy to do. Thank you for watching.
If you liked this video and would like to see more, please click on the images of the other videos suggested. Also, please do subscribe to my channel using the button at the bottom right hand corner of the screen. You can also visit my cake website and my Facebook page to see more cakes and ideas.